Happy Friday! Woot woot! I remembered I needed to water the plants outside today because it didn't rain at all this week, and I kept forgetting about that. Granted, the last 2 days has been just a chipmunk diversion. Been taking care of that and a little distracted. And I thought, okay, and I'm actually gonna just go out barefoot because get real grounding in instead of just using my mat that I use for grounding. And so I'm like, I can do this. All right, go walking out there barefoot. And the feet are a little tender, a little sensitive, feeling all that stuff. But got onto the patio area and decided to pick the cucumber because I forgot to do that yesterday too. For a snack for Cassie and I. Again, because of telling her the chipmunk story and what else. Oh, I made dinner after Wayne came home and stuff. I made a boboli pizza and that took time. And I haven't made a boboli pizza in a long time. And this looks fabulous. Can't wait until it's cooked. There's the finished product. It smells fabulous. So I forgot about it. But anyway, so today, I'll pick the cucumber. And while I'm doing that, I see a bunch of green beans on my plant. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get a good handful of those. I'll get those picked right away too, and actually then get them cooked up and we can eat them. That's tonight. But so there's my garden haul. It only cost me 9 mosquito bites. Wow. Now I know why every time you go by one of the farmers' fields or all that, or you see farmers, they're always in the long sleeves, and maybe high collars or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, because those mosquitoes, they get you. So anyways, what do I have? Oh, spam calling. I'm on my phone. Right. But while I was out there too, I could tell that there was something in between my toes on my right foot. And I was like, ooh, is there really something? Or is this just the neuropathy? Am I whatever? I looked, and sure enough, I had a tiny little stone kind of right underneath one of my toes, kind of on the ball of the foot. But then in between two of the toes, I actually had a little wood chip type thing or whatever. And I was like, oh, I can feel stuff in that right foot again. So nice. I know it's been feeling better. It's been getting better. Left foot again, especially, walking around barefoot in the summer. I'm still feeling the ball of the foot to the toes. And then depending on what I'm doing, sometimes if I rub my calf or whatever, I can still kind of feel it, up the shin and things. But just walking around just normal, I don't feel it except for, like I said, the ball of the foot and the toes and stuff. So that's nice. But anyways, that's it. Yep. Got my exercising in, time for breakfast. So I'm having the last of the cowboy caviar. I still have some of that left. I'll have probably half of it. That's too much. Too much for my system to handle. So that's okay. But anyways, just thought I'd update you on the garden stuff. Oh, and I also have on the pepper plants, I have some more flowers. Again, this is already end of August. So I had to be out there the other day, yesterday, while I was telling you all about the chipmunk. So the bees are still out there pollinating, which is nice. But it's like, oh, will there be time to even grow one? Although, again, the pepper plants on my other side, too, they're growing very nicely, but they don't have any flowers yet. So whether I'll get anything off of these plants, anyway, I don't know. I think it's too late in the season, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I can find, a greenhouse type thing to put them in. I don't know how do you pollinate. I could try pollinating myself. I'll have to look that up. I tried that once with pumpkins. I tried growing pumpkins. I had beautiful flowers. The vine was growing across the patio and all that. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to get something growing. And nothing happened. So even with some of those, the flowers were either dying off. So I went out there with, because I looked, how do you pollinate yourself? You take a Q-tip and you go from one flower to the other flower and all this. So I was doing that. I was going from flower to, I still didn't get anything. So much better if the bees can do that for me and the flies and the little bugs. Oh yeah. Also, Wayne had to visit his mom this week and help her out with some internet issues because she just did some stuff with her cable and things. But she has lots of tomatoes on her plants, turning red, too many for her to eat. So she sent some home for us. And then Cassie's assistant manager also has a garden growing and has lots of extra stuff. Brought in some spaghetti squash and asked Cassie if she'd like to take some home. So I've got that too. So we'll have to come up with something to make with that. Look at that. Big jars filled with Reese's pretzels. Here we are. Happy Saturday. What you doing out here?
My wife banished me outside. No, grilling up some burgers for lunch.
Doing some burgers. We're using the cute little griddle from Aunt Tammy. Got some burgers in there. Some burgers getting ready to cook. Look at that. Woo, yummy. And then he bought a new soda to try. Cherry, kitty something. Kitty.
It's a kitty cocktail from Point Brewery. It's cherry soda. It's alright.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
Happy Saturday. I probably already said that. So I showed you. Wayne was grilling outside. Got the hamburgers done. In fact, they are done. Jeez. That went quicker than what I was going to do, which I kind of figured. I was doing potatoes, seeing as I had all those red potatoes left. I have a whole pan full though. I thought I'd cut them all up, but I have some extra. That's the way it's going to go because, yeah, the pan's already full. So as soon as the oven is ready, I have another 15 minutes on those to get those done. And then on the stove, I've got some noodles going for Mom. Okay, they're done. And then green beans, which I kind of find funny. If you see in that back pot there, those are from my garden. And then I didn't have enough for all of us for that, so I bought some from the store. And you probably can't tell because they're boiling now, but they're actually a little bit of a different color. So I find that kind of interesting. In fact, the ones in the back look almost more fake. They look more of a tealy green than the front ones, but I must say, even the ones I bought from the store again have some spots on them and whatever and all that. And my green beans look really yummy. They look pretty good. But anyways, yeah, I gotta finish this up, go by Mom's, and we're going to clean over there today. Gotta get this hair up. I'm sweating. It was nice enough outside, and we figured with grilling outside, we just opened up the house instead of having the air on. Plus, we're not gonna be home much because we're gonna go to Mom's and clean. And then Wayne's sister ended up buying a house, so we're excited about that. She's been looking for over a year. So she finally found one that she liked and she bought. So today we're going to go down and see that. So that'll be nice. So that's going to be dinner time, which is why I had to make all this for lunchtime. And yeah, thought I'd do some extra cleaning by Mom's on the outside with weeding and things, but we'll see what we get done because we have to leave. We'll have to leave here so we can get down to Racine at a particular time. But anyways, okay, I'm going to continue cooking. Spiders are fascinating. Hopefully you can see this in my video if I catch it just right in the light. But look at that huge web. All the way from there, and then it goes all the way down. And then there's more here. All of this. If it's the same spider, because that's like almost the whole second web. But all the way to the mailbox. So I know Mom's all like, ugh, you take care of those because I don't want to reach out in the webs, and I don't. It's like that poor mailman, he's got to reach out in all the webs just to get the mail. Oof. They left Aunt Tammy a son. How cute. So here we are in the backyard. Nice garage, goes out to an alley. We've got a nice yard, a little tree. Nice big yard. So maybe get a dog to have enjoy this nice yard. Alright, we decided to come out to eat at a local restaurant. It's interesting to see how the city has changed past the area where the big boy where I used to work at is now a senior living place. We're gonna eat at Azteca Mexican restaurant. Look at all the pretty flags. It's a weekend for doing outside yard work. Got rid of a bunch of the weeds that were in here, and I kind of, pulled back a bunch of the stuff that was laying over the sidewalk. Just kind of broke those off. We'll still have lots to clean up come October. That's okay. It's Sunday. Yesterday I did Mom's. I think I showed the spider web. That's what I showed. And then I took care of all the weeds that were in her garden, and then the neighbors across the way. Just because I could, I had the energy, I'm like, hey, why not? So I finished that up. So that looks all very nice now, so I was happy about that. Surprised I didn't feel a little bit more of that this morning. I figured, all right, I'm going to feel it in the in the thighs. I'm gonna be hurting, and I wasn't, so that's good. After we finished with that, we went down to Wayne's sister's house because she bought a new house. So we got to see that, congratulate her as a new homeowner. Woo! So that's nice. Yeah, it was a good trip down there. Cassie made it down there just fine. I was wondering, I'm like, ooh, she's going to have to take, because she was coming from work, she would have to take one of the expressways probably from down there, and the on-ramp I was thinking she was going to take is just really goofy. That if you don't know where you're going, if you haven't taken it before, it's kind of like, oh, you got to make sure you're in the correct lane, because depending on what lane you're on, like this expressway goes 3 different ways. It goes over the Hone Bridge, it goes, well, I guess it's pretty, maybe it's just a 2-way. It goes to north over, and then it heads, I should say it goes south, and then it goes west, east, I don't know. But I know there's like 3 different signs, so depending on the lane that you're in. Because when you do get on, again, you can go straight over, or I know when you turn to go the other way, then you have to, depending on what lane you're in, you need to be in the right-hand lane to be able to go north towards us. Or the other way takes you the other way. I never was good at the north-south with this and that. I'm like, I know the 2 numbers. I know like 43 and 45. And it's like, which expressway do I need? And then it was like, okay, we have to go north. We have to go. I'm like, oh, I get distracted with those. Oh, there's the heron. Hi, heron. Oh, thanks for flying over. It got really windy out here. Wayne and I just took a walk a little while ago. Me being distracted. Squirrel. We took a walk, and all of a sudden, like, as we were ready to head out the door, the winds were just going the tree across the way here at the neighbors, just blowing, and I'm like, oh boy, okay. Skies are dark clouds, and I'm like, oh, is it gonna rain? We got around the front area on the walk, and it was sprinkling on us just a little. I mean, there was no raindrops in the water. I wasn't really seeing any drops on the sidewalk. But like, all right, we're gonna get poured on here. Is the sky's gonna let loose? And it was a little cool. We got back, and I'm like, man, I could use like a hot chocolate. I think we only had like a high of 71 or something today, which normally is good, but when it's summer, it's like, ooh, after you've been having the 85s. But we got back, and it was okay, and now the skies are getting all dark again. Let me show you. They are looking very dark. So again, I'm expecting rain, but then again, you know, you go the other way, and it's like, oh, blue. Well, there's some white puffy clouds, but there's still some blue sky. Anyways, yeah, cleaning mom's garden and all that, that cost me 6 mosquito bites. So not too bad, because as I was pulling out some of the weeds, I was like disturbing the little area where the mosquitoes were resting, that they were like flying up, and I'm like, oh good God, like just leave me alone. But anyways, like I said, yeah, her area looks nice. Oh yeah, we went down to Aunt Tammy's, and then Cassie said she found her way just right. She put her Google Maps on, and that told her which lane, like the correct lane to be in, and then she kind of followed the sign and saw, and she was good. So it was like, yay, okay. So now that she's done that, another experience under her belt, she'll know that intersection if she ever wants to take that again home or anything. But anyways, yeah, Tammy's got a real nice house. So it was very nice to see all that. And she said while it's still kind of empty, she's going to repaint a couple of the rooms. There's a blue room and a purple room. So she's going to change those up a little bit. Other than that, everything, it looks nice. I like the tile floors and the wood floors and stuff like that. So then we took her out to eat. So again, celebratory. Hey, congratulations. We went to Azteca, a Mexican restaurant. So, yeah, authentic Mexican food is so good. And nicely they offered hard shell tacos. Some places I've been to don't do that. They're only the soft shell tacos. And I'm like, I want hard. So I got my hard shell taco. It was very delicious. And a tostada, which I ate half of. It's like, oh man, they're both so good, but they're both, a meal, because then you also get the beans and rice. So I ate the beans. I'm scratching a mosquito bite. Yeah, I ate the beans and I ate the taco, and then it was like, oh, but the tostada too. I love tostadas. And so I was kind of eating. I kind of ate around the whole outside the whole shell area that was nice and crispy and all that, and I left the middle thinking, well, if it's going to get soggy in that anyways, it's only going to be the middle where there's most of the ingredients. So I had that to eat for dinner tonight. Yay! I just thought of that while I was out here just a little while ago. I'm like, ooh, I've got dinner. But anyways, so that, yeah, took up all of yesterday. By the time we got home, all 3 of us were just like, we were going since morning. And so it was rest time. So we all just kind of did a little downtime, did our computers our computer stuff, watching videos and whatnot. I believe I edited something, and then I kind of watched some videos, took my rest time. And then today, what did we do today? Oh, we had to check out behind the dryer to make sure we started off the day. I should say, talking to Mandy. How could I forget that? It's Sunday. I'm like, oh, what else did we do? Yeah, I started off early. Woke up early. We got to talk to Mandy. It was good. A couple different things we heard during the week. It was just kind of like, oh, we're going to be talking a lot this weekend about stuff. She's got stuff going on. So for them, I guess this is the end of the semester, and at semester time, sometimes some of the classes change. And so she's keeping 2 of her classes, but then she has a different 2. So she'll have different students. One of them I think is a class of 8, one of them I think is a class of 2. I don't remember what the other one. I know at least those. That I kind of understood everything she was talking about, because of they don't go like first grade, second grade, obviously, because it's kind of like after school English learning type stuff or whatever. So they're like E3s and A7s or something. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I don't know. But in any case, so one of the classes that she's getting, she heard from the other teacher that they're good students, so she's hoping that they stay that way. And that's going to be, that starts on Wednesday. And then this weekend, she was finally feeling well enough that Saturday they went out and they tried to do a couple things. They were going to go see a movie. But the movie theater that they were showing it in was a special theater or something. It was like $40 a ticket, and they didn't want to spend that. And they didn't want to see any of the other movies. And then they went to go get some ice cream, and she said, and then there was something, the terminal wasn't working for paying or something or other. So she's like, so Saturday was kind of a bust going out. And she's like, I got dressed and I went out. Like, that's good too. I'm getting sprinkled on. Here we go. The rain's here from these clouds. And then Sunday, they went, she was like an hour and a half away, but they went to an artist's fair. And it was, I'm forgetting what it's called, because it was like an illustrated artist's fair or something. So it was all like stickers and drawings and things like that. So that was very neat. Oh, it's coming down harder. Okay, I'm going to have to move. I'm getting wet. Maybe I'll move behind my garage. Stand over my overhang. Yeah, okay. Well, oh, can I show you the peanut? Maybe. Anyways, so yeah, she went to a fair, and she had a lot of fun. And it was the last day of the fair, so there too the artists were kind of handing out more than they probably would have otherwise. If you follow them on Instagram, you get a free sticker. And sometimes if you bought stuff from them, they'd give you like a freebie sticker or a free something. Or some of the artists were wanting to practice their English with them, so that was kind of cute that they were all like, oh, my English not so good, you talk so fast. So they were like, oh, okay, they kind of slowed down. One of the artists that they talked to for a while said it was just so cute. 2 of them were there for a little bit, and then the other 2 of their friends caught back up with them, and this artist was like, I think Mandy picked out 2 or 3 photos that she wanted from them, bought those. And then the guy said, you pick out another one that I sign. And she was like, oh, okay. And so he did, she picked out another photo, and then he signed it. But in the meantime, he had also, during conversation, asked where they were from. And so, Mandy had mentioned I'm from America and all that. So on the back, he signed the front of it. I don't think the other ones were signed on the front too. So this one I could see that it was signed on the front, and then she showed the back of it. And on the back, he wrote a little message in Korean, a little bit. But then he also wrote in English, "Nice to meet you." And he drew a little caricature of her head, and then drew an American flag. So just all in black marker or whatever. But it was like, oh, that was so cute, man. He was just like, oh, that's the best. Like, oh, I love him. So she's so cute. All these different things that she was showing us. So she's like, oh, isn't this cute? Oh, I love this and all. So glad she had a good time. So that was really neat. And then I think they went to go walk to a bookstore afterwards, and then I think they went home. But I'm doing all that too again. It's still 90 some degrees there. I think Wayne looked it up, and they're supposed to have 95 again today. 90s all week, but maybe rain. I think Mandy said rain tomorrow. Wayne was thinking rain Tuesday. But she said it might rain tomorrow. She goes, and that'll help cool it off maybe a little bit. Just in the meantime, she goes, I've become one of those old ladies, and I bought myself a sun umbrella. She goes, I guess there's something to that stuff, that with how sunny and hot it is there, that she bought an umbrella and it has black like UV lighting lining on the inside, and it works. She's like, so man, you know, the sun was so hot. She's like, I put my umbrella up yesterday as we were walking outside, and it was cool. She's like, I was warm, but I wasn't like really sweating. It was so. She's like, I'm saving my scalp. I mean, I'm hopefully saving myself from skin cancer. So that was very nice. So a couple of other, you know, teacher friends. I think the other two teacher friends had it too. One didn't. And Mandy's like, well, you know, she's like, I like having mine. So that's good to hear too, that she's got that. I know she has a pair of rain boots too, because monsoon season. So she bought herself a pair of rain boots, and she's appreciated having those too. So that's nice. So with me getting bit up in the garden here with the mosquitoes, I'm like, okay, yeah, again, I understand all the farmers and the farmers market type people. They they always are wearing the long sleeves and the hats and long pants, and I'm like, yeah, then you won't get it bit up. So as we came back from the walk, I saw, again, I've got weeds in the garden. The weeds were growing, you know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. And so I thought, all right, let me take care of those right away. I'm like, as long as it wasn't raining at that point. So I pulled out, so I cut a couple weeds. I was like, oh, I'm just going to pull out a couple of them. And I was like cold from walking too. I was like, I could have a hot chocolate. I'm like, all right, well, pulling out the weeds, and I started sweating. And of course I got bit up. I think I got about 4 mosquito bites this time. So seeing them come at me, and then I'm like, swat them away. Like, go away. But, yeah, so I started pulling out most of the weeds, and then I'm like, oh, then all the my tiger lily stuff that's hanging over on the sidewalk. I'm like, oh, let me just like kind of snap those back. I don't want to pull out the whole plant, so I'm just trying to tear the leaves enough so that they're not really kind of hanging over, and get some of the dead stuff that's underneath. And then I made a huge, nice big pile, and then I carried it across the street and thought, oh, I should have showed you guys. Seeing as we have a field across the street, and this is all just garden stuff that can disintegrate easily, I'm like, I'll just put it over there to compost. And then I brought you out to join me. So the other funny thing was that yesterday when we went to go to Tammy's, was, you know, as Wayne walked around the car to get in, and as I was coming to the garage, he goes, so funny, as I walked behind the Subaru to get over here, I stepped on something crunchy, and I looked down, and there's a peanut shell. So he's like, so we got a little thank you gift, I guess. I'm like, yeah, Chippy's saying, oh, thanks for letting me out. Thanks for saving me. I think it was he's clunking around in the garage and knocking things over. At the end there, it's like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm still in here. Come let me out. It's like, oh, you're not hearing me? Let me really like dump something on the ground that you're gonna hear. Which, thank goodness, it was only a plastic like cool container, because I save those once in a while in the garage when we have grease from making hamburgers or bacon or, you know, anything. I have a lot of the greasy type stuff. Then I put it in a container, throw it in the freezer until it's garbage day. So that, again, while I let it out to cool, and that, anyways, because I'm not pouring it in the hot plastic here. Yeah, but we fill a container up with grease, and then we'll throw it in the garbage for garbage day. So anyways, I had a couple of those, so that he knocked one of those over. So that was probably what I heard at the end, where that really caught my attention, going, okay, you are still in there. Like, let me let you out. I haven't seen him since. I've seen the squirrel a couple times on the patio in the garden area and stuff. And the holes that I see in the garden seem like those are chippy holes, because they're like a chippy size. They're down a couple inches. But I haven't seen him running around, so we'll see. Anyways, I think that's about it. Nothing exciting in Cassie's world. Just work. She did get an email from the school saying they're working on her diploma, that there was some confusion about her classes and whether they would qualify or not. And so Cassie reached out to her Korean teacher to say, you know, hey, could you write an email to these people and or send those forms again. She was supposed to send out some equivalency forms to say that yes, those classes would qualify. So we're waiting on that, another month or so or whatever. In the meantime, she's been kind of looking online, keeping her eye open if anything sounds interesting to her as to what she might really want to do with her life. Again, she's, you know, happy where she's at for the moment, but it would be nice to get something in her degree, and you can always apply and see what the job's about, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. There were like a couple FBI jobs having to do with linguistics, and some of them were different languages though, not anything that she knew. But so in that respect, to kind of keep the eyes open on what's out there. Other than that, that was it. It's been a long weekend. So I don't think anything else is coming up. I don't have the results on my back yet. The back is still, it's hurting for where they cut out the mole. We're still changing the bandage every day, putting a Neosporin on. Maybe I'll have to. I took a picture of it with the first day. I had Cassie take a picture, and there's the big divot in the back. But it wasn't. There was really no blood, so I was happily surprised about that. So other than that, I'm thinking, yeah, it's healing. It's just it's sore. The other day I was trying to exercise. When I was exercising, I was laying on my back, and I was trying to do some chest presses from the floor, and some butt ups and all that. So then I was pressing on my back and all that. I'm like, that hurts a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be doing floor exercises yet. Like, let this heal a little bit more. And then in bed the other day, it was hurting. When I laid on my back, it was just kind of like, oh, that's sore. It's like, that's too painful. Back on my side. Let's go. Let's try the other side. So that was okay. And then last night, it didn't hurt laying on my back. And then I realized, oh yeah, we didn't change the Band-Aid yesterday. So I don't know if that was part of it or not. So speaking of which, I have to go do that now. So that's what I'm going to do. If there's nothing else, I will come back and finish off the video. Otherwise, I will add some more and catch you up some more later. I remembered something else. Besides that, the rain stopped. I went in the house and I was like, oh, changed the Band-Aid, washing my hands. I'm like, oh wait, let me see if the squirrel got the crackers. And I thought, oh yeah, that's the other thing we did today, as I started off with, was that we were trying to figure out where the chippy got in the house. And so Wayne moved out the dryer to see if there was a hole in there, if somehow he got the hose disconnected, if he ate a hole through or whatever. And no, we can't find any hole. He kind of was feeling all around the connection to the dryer, and he was feeling up the tube, because there's like insulation wrapped around part of the tubing, and he was feeling up in there, and there's no hole. So we have no clue what happened. In the meantime, he was all like, he brought the shop vac down so we could also vacuum behind the dryer and whatever, and he started all that, and then I said, well, hey, how about I vacuum? I'm like, if you don't mind, because there's still the other housework that usually needs to be done, and he nicely usually does all that because it's still easier for him to bend over to clean the tubs and stuff and start laundry. And so I was like, I'll vacuum and you can do the other stuff, because a lot of times that kind of wears him out anyways of doing all that, and this is an extra job that doesn't absolutely need to be done, and I can do it in piecemeal during the week. But if he gets the other stuff done that's more necessary to get done during the week, that would be great. And so he was like, oh, okay, I'll let you. And so I did. I vacuumed finally all down there, as I mentioned the other day, well, a couple weeks ago maybe, when I vacuumed the garage, and how I was like, I need to vacuum the basement because it's been years. And I was like, oh, getting all the spider webs down and everything. And I'm like, oh, it looks so nice down there now. And now I'm not afraid to go in this, like not like, oh, I have to go in the basement, for whatever, because it's like, I'm always like, all right, are there webs walking down the stairs or going down, like, make sure that I'm not getting hit. But now I'm like, oh, I vacuumed all those webs that were around and everything, and around the wash machine and in different areas, and again, all the ones that are up high and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's so nice down there now. I'm like, oh, yay. And then I had to go back down there because I still have some of Mandy's things down there from when she moved back, so some cleaning materials. I had some like Lysol toilet bowl cleaner and a couple sponges, something else, a lint roller, I think. So it was kind of like, all right, well, let me bring those things up and get them in where they belong in our place. So I kind of brought some stuff. So I was like, oh, going downstairs. I'm like, oh, I could come downstairs and grab my stuff. So yeah. So I did all that. It took me about an hour or so. I did a lot of vacuuming down there. And then Wayne afterwards was like, we came upstairs and I said to him, like, ooh, our rainbows are shining in the kitchen again. The sun's getting at that right angle that we can see the rainbows. And he was like, yeah, I noticed that. I guess just today. I noticed it earlier in the week. But he was like, yeah, today I came up from the basement, and then after you decided to vacuum, said you'd vacuum, and he goes, I saw the rainbow, and I thought, okay, that's a sign that I can let you do this, that you are capable again. I'm like, yeah, I can do this stuff again. And then I told him again, well, I didn't explain the whole thing before. I just said I could do this because you could do the other stuff, and so then I explained to him about why my thinking about this, why I should do it, because again, it can be done piecemeal and whatever. And he was like, yeah, that's true. That's good. So I got that done today too. So again, I've done a lot, that between the basement type stuff and getting gardening done out here again. And like I said, I wasn't sore from yesterday, and we'll See if I'm going to be sore after today. I was feeling this one again a little bit. Because having to step into the garden and then leaning to the side and going, okay, let's pull some of the stuff out, and then coming back up and then putting it all in a pile and then leaning back over. But I should be good. Anyways, okay, oh, blue skies are coming over. Oh, blue skies from this way. Very interesting. And they're going that way. That's okay. We need some rain. It's been dry, so I'll take it.